Okay, I wanted to start this much earlier in the day, but my phone was in the kitchen all night and it ran out of battery, so my alarm never went off. Well, at least my earlier alarm never went off. My 8 o'clock alarm went off, but I never wake up to that one because I never have anything important to do on Saturdays. So, yeah, I woke up late. And then I was trying to find like a free. Windows used to come with like a video editing software, like a basic video editing software. You could cut out portions that you didn't want and sew those together, sew those together and edit the sound a little bit and add in transitions and shit. But I guess they got rid of that. So I was trying to find it on the Microsoft Windows Store, but all the ones that I found were loaded with annoying ads that popped up like every 5 minutes, which I did not want to deal with while I was editing videos, or they just didn't have what I wanted. You could shorten the video and you could pick sections that you wanted to play of the video, but then it would just edit the video down to that section and you wouldn't have the rest of the video to mess with anymore. And that is not what I didn't want to make a million copies of the video just so I could pick the, it was stupid. So I went to Amazon and I was looking at, I used to have Movie Studio Platinum Suite 12 or something like, 12 I think. And then I lost all my data when my computer crashed, and the recovered data didn't really include very much in the way of my software, so I lost Movie Studio Platinum 12 Suite, which was a gift from my father, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. Let's set that up so it doesn't leak. And then I was like, well, I'll just get the latest one. The latest one doesn't have SoundForge, which is, which was like, a big part of why I wanted my software back, because I have, the audio recordings of my D&D sessions, which come from a mono source, which I'm just like, what have I done? But I didn't really have a way to, hook up. It's a whole complicated mess. Anyway, so I went on Amazon, and I was like, well, which ones has SoundForge? It's like Movie Studio Platinum, or Movie Studio Suite 13. So, I was like, alright, well, I'll just look at that and see how much it costs. It was like 20 bucks! So I was like, alright, it's mine now. So then I had to download everything and then, install everything and register everything. And the first time I registered Movie Studio, the first time I installed and registered Movie Studio, I did the 64-bit, and my computer's apparently a 32-bit, so it wouldn't even open, and I was like, And then, and then I fixed it, so we're good. Anyway, so, so that's that. And, so now I'm getting started on this, and then, the plan is, record these, edit-ish, and then pepper those throughout the week so that I can get my Twitch presence back up, so that when I start streaming again, as winter draws near, then it won't, it'll be cool. Anyway, so yes, here we are with Quill, my male elf mage inquisitor. So, I have, well, you start with Solus, Varric, and Cassandra. So I have Vivienne now. I just need to get Sarah real quick. 1 second. Sneeze. Hopefully that didn't. Alright, so that didn't capture my sneeze. Because sometimes I forgot to check, but sometimes my mic audio just automatically goes to my camera mic. So yeah. And this is a recording. It's not live. So if this is on the internet, you will not be able to interact with me directly. Please do feel free to chat amongst yourselves, and that is why the viewer count and the donation thing and the tip jar are not visible. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make the tip jar visible just because it's a fun little animation for you guys. Yeah. There we go. Oh. 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 Ah. Hey. Pardon my coffee. Okay. Here we go. Do I want to make... No, I don't want to make things for... I just want to go and get, Sarah real quick. Yes. I'm going to take Varric and Cassandra, and I'll take Vivienne, because... Let's see, what's the volume like? Well... Turn me down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Anybody need... Oh! 1 second. Yeah. What'd you get? Oh, all of the cold. Okay, cool. Save. Alrighty.
It's the Inquisition's herald.
Varric, where are you? Oh, there you are.
Oh, they know who I work for.
Okie dokie. I mean, God, I'm pretty. Okay.
Herald of Andraste, how much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
What?
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive in victories against you elsewhere.
Just say what?
What is that?
Her, the string is clipped through her boobs.
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve. Blah, blah, blah. Obey me. Arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're... And you're an elf. Well, hope you're not too elfy. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Some believe I'm the Herald of Andraste. But who are you? And what's this about?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sarah. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed. They've got no breaches.
Why didn't you take their whip? Kill that warrior!
Cheeky, yeah? Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
How about we get to know each other first? You know, names and such.
One name. No, wait, two. Well, it's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall.
She's not
There were
wearing
3
gloves.
in Starkhaven, brothers or something. It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate. So here, in your face, I'm Sarah. The Friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I use them to help you. Plus arrows.
The Inquisition has spies already. Can you add to these professionals?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around. Blah, blah, I'll crush you, I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you. Then you've got cloaks and spy kings, like this tit. Or was he one of the little knives, all serious with his little knife? All those secrets, and what gave him up? Some houseboy who don't know shite, but knows a bad person when he sees one. So no, I'm not knifey shiv dark, all hidden. If you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
Back there you wanted to know if I glowed. Why?
That's what you do, innit? You walked out of somewhere and now you glow. Andraste's herald. True or not, it seemed like the easiest way to know it was you.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead yet. I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah. I can use you and your friends.
Yes! Getting good before you're too big to like. That'll keep your breeches where they should be. Plus extra breeches because I have all these... You have merchants who buy that piss, yeah? Got to be worth something.
Yeah, like 3 gold.
Anyway, Haven. See you there, Herald. This will be grand.
Cool. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for a bigger reaction from, like, Vivienne meeting Sarah for the first time. Who's left to get? Let's see. I have Cassandra, Sarah, Vivienne, Solus, Varric. I don't have Iron Bull or Blackwall, who are the only 2 that you can get without doing In Hush Whispers or Champions of the Just. Okay, cool. I'll just go get Iron Bull on the Storm Coast real quick. Iron. Materials!
Goodbye.
You get experience for killing nugs. Well, I didn't even get any leather. God damn it. Ooh, iron. And Elfruit. The rarest resource in the game. Ooh. Oh. That's fine. We'll make it later.
Another time, then.
Alrighty, so... Oh, I gotta go scout the Storm Coast.
You and your
Oh, I
men
need
might be
power
working
for that.
at
Shoot. But I can talk to Cassandra. What up? Ugh. Flirt with all the things.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
I can't really say.
I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us. It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh, I didn't think your people roamed that far north. But clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentegast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
Please don't call me that.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentegasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentaghasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that.
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentaghasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary.
Yeah.
Thus, I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then, I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a Mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a Mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The Mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
That's what happens with stories that become legends.
I am not a legend, nor was I then. I was a young woman barely out of training. To hear others tell it, I alone saved divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral. But I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and most holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the conclave.
Aw.
You're delightful, you know that?
No, I do not know that. I object. There is nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I preferred you in the stocks.
I'll let you get back to work.
Cool. Now I'm gonna go flirt with Cullen, even though that will lead nowhere. Flirt with all the things!
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
I must have this marked for a reason. It will work, I'm sure of it.
Provided we can secure aid, but I'm confident we can. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
No, but if you have one prepared, I'd love to hear it.
Another time, perhaps. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
He. Flirt with all of the things! You can't flirt with Varric either, and that upsets me. I mean, I feel like he would have some really good comebacks. Stop. Okay. Bear with me, because I'm going to go through here and make all of these not light up anymore. I don't think that I have every schematic in the game, so I'm wondering if having the ones that I do now because of the Golden Nug, which is just amazing, by the way, Golden Nug, I wonder if that will enable me to pick up schematics I don't already have, or if it will just start giving me doubles. I don't see any doubles yet. I know I will have potion doubles because there's, you know, things you get from actual quest lines that are, you know, and I know I'm gonna have like bees, I'm gonna have doubles of those, because doubles of that schematic, because that's an actual like war table thingy. Alrighty. Nice.
When there was no sky, you were the sky. When there was
Did
no
you need
earth,
something?
you were the earth. When there was nothing.
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
How do you like working with Leliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Leliana is just as responsible for its formation.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order. They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
I should let you get back to work.
Alright. I'm gonna talk to Viv real quick.
Plissa wants to know if you had anything that could make tavern food taste a little more exotic.
If I had something with that kind of power, I'd be retired and living like Empress Celine.
What a dick. Okay. What is that? A greatsword? You have a club currently, right? I guess I'll save those for coal. I guess I'll save that for bull. No. siege weaponry has been used in Thedas. Wait. Yes. For centuries, with primitive equipment used as far back as the Third Blight. Nevertheless, it occupies a particular niche in the tools of warfare due to its requirements. Any army wishing to produce trebuchets or catapults must be funded and organized well enough to procure both the necessary materials and the military experts to construct them. Throughout history, most armies who fulfilled such requirements did not take advantage of the situation. During the Third Blight, for example, our legions and Montsamard constructed catapults to fling flaming debris at the Darkspawn, but the expense of the weapons did not justify the limited damage they caused, and the Darkspawn were ultimately driven back by the Grey Wardens, not siege weaponry. Tevinter forces similarly had the resources to construct siege weapons when attacking the Free Marchers or defending themselves against the Exalted Marchers of the Black Age. Instead, the Imperium focused primarily upon the power of its Magisters, who were less powerful but more flexible than siege equipment, and who could more easily fall back when the tide of battle turned. As a result, in the battles against the Qunari in the Steel Age, generals found to their chagrin that the Great Oxman had left them behind. Qunari black powder is, most military experts agree, not magic. It is merely an advanced alchemy that makes their cannons more effective than any trebuchet ever could be, or could ever be. Nevertheless, there remains hope. As centuries have passed since the last Blight, and mages are now safely held in the circles where they harm none, the experts of Ferelden and Orlais may once again turn their great minds to learning. We need no magic, not where the minds of men survive unfettered. I mean, there's a middle ground here. I mean, come on. With our resources and our commitment to knowledge, we can easily surpass the brutal Qunari on the field of battle. From Kuhn, Gurns, and Steel... Oh my god. From Guns and Ammo? The Guns and Ammo? Damn it. Gurns and Steel. Fuck. I've mentioned this before, but I really, really, really love the details in this game. There's a thing later you pick up in Crestwood where it's basically a reference to Plants vs. Zombies, which is awesome. Okay. Stuff. Where did that ping? Oh, there it is. Thank God for the outliner, I'd never find anything. Iron. Nice. Okay. And that. Ooh.
Been a while since I built one of these. Prayed to the Maker that I'd never have to build another.
I guess the Maker paid you as much attention as he pays everyone else.
Don't talk like that, boy. I lived through the siege of Denardon by the Maker's grace. We're doing the Maker's work in the Inquisition. If we get out of a hard fight alive, we'll thank him kindly for it.
You tell him, Bob. Okay. As you know from the terrible accidents of last week, many passages through the mountain are unstable and liable to collapse at any moment. Oh yeah, I get XP for reading. Love it. Okay. I do not wish us to lose more brothers and sisters in the search for lost cultist treasure. We must seal all entrances into the mountain. The Templars have done a careful sweep of the caves. Everything of worth was collected. What remains of the disciples of Andraste will be forgotten, buried in the earth. Once it is done, let us have no more talk of them. This is a new haven, restored to life by the true Chantry and most holy Justinia V. Mother Florentine. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What do I want? You know what? Dorian is going to focus on electricity, and Vivian and Solus have got the cold thing covered. So let's do this. Yes. I think I'll go Knight Enchanter this time. Maybe Necromancy, even though it will garner Cole's disapproval. It is too bad that you can't explore the caves, but whatever. Okay. I need to go talk to Sarah and Vivienne because they're new. And then...
You get thirsty later. The center of all creation.
Got the door again, Flissa. Don't know how it keeps breaking.
Oh, you know how clumsy soldiers can be. Are you sure you won't stay for a drink?
Well, maybe just for a bit.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. Hear that? I meant the stronghold, but it sounded like... Well, it's funny, right? Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. Doesn't come down. That's weird. And that's the point, right? It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
That's why we're here. To help guide everyone back from the brink.
The religious ones tell you that. That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid and smells of horse. Really, what everyone needs is to get everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, all chosen Lord Herald?
I wonder what happens if you flirt with her as a dude. Because she's a lesbian. She's straight up lesbian. Which is great. I love it.
I think I'll enjoy having you around, Sarah. I hope you'll feel the same.
Not even. Get to work, Herald. I'm gonna go kick someone out of a bed.
Nothing. Okay, so no approval change. Good.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which? The ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
What do you think about our spy master, ambassador, and commander?
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her, too. Or heard she used to play. But that'd be mad. Now, Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen, I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
What's your opinion of Vivienne?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
Well, I guess you can't ask her to open things unless you've actually been down there to try and open them. That's fine, I can do that. Oh. What's happening? Oh, right.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
We had to do something, and now we have an opportunity.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
You think the invitation could be some kind of trap?
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
Sorry, there were cats.
That does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Okie dokie. Hi.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task, such as closing the breach, is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember Andraste, but Andraste did not carry the Chant of Light alone. She had generals, advisors, and though it is considered heresy to say it, she had the aid of the elf Chartin. Do everything within your power, but remember those who would help you.
I appreciate your insight, Mother Giselle.
Take it for whatever it is worth. You walk a difficult path, and there is little enough I can do to aid you. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Is there anything I can do to help you or your people?
My healers would benefit from more supplies. We have run short of even common goods with so many wounded. If you could deliver this list and the items on it to Quartermaster Thren, she could get us what we need. It may not seem like much, but it would enable my healers to save many lives.
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight, well before the Chantry as we know it. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists and dangerous mages. As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came into her service. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the Chant of Light by force.
It must be difficult to follow the Chant of Light knowing how it spread.
Indeed. I have always believed that the Maker wished us to spread the Chant of Light by example, not violence. In any case, once the Chant of Light had spread far and wide, there was less need for zealots. The Inquisitors became the Seekers of Truth, and eventually the Templars.
This is a dark chapter of history for the Divine to revisit.
Do you know what impresses me most about the original Inquisition? They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their cause, and when it was time, they put their swords away. Perhaps the name was divine, Justinia's message, that when the Inquisition is needed, it will strike without mercy. But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
How are the people doing after what happened at the Conclave?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach. I have offered what help I can. The rest is for the Inquisition. What more do you wish to know?
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the Mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of a Divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that, add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
What are you doing to help these people?
sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able. Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
So in case you haven't picked up on it, I really like the dialogue in this game, so I'm probably going to play through as much of the dialogue as possible without interrupting it, so there will be periods of time when I am not talking or being funny or making stupid jokes because of the dialogue, and that I do not want to interrupt. Mostly because I find it fucking fascinating, but also but also because well, I'm writing a fan fiction and I need as much reference material as possible. So yeah. Jeez, detail in this game. I just hit that with my head. Okay. What do we have here? Ooh, stuff. Sledgehammer. That'll be useful. Cordelis Dracan, king of the city-state of Orlais, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year 15 Ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In 3 Ancient, the temple was completed. There, in its heart, Dracan knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor, to declare the Chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the Empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Alessa of Montsemard was elected to lead the new Chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia, in honor of the disciple who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended and the divine age began. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Ooh, I think she's in the first game. Petrine. Yeah, I think she's in Denerim. And you go to her to be like, hey, relics. Book. The Divine is the titular head of the Chantry, although since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact 2 Divines at any one time. One Divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathos. So, the commonly accepted Divine is a woman, and the Tevinter Divine is a man. Excuse me. Neither divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a divine is addressed as Most Holy or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for their region. So, cardinals. Yeah, the divine is the Pope, and the Grand Clerics, I guess, are cardinals. It's cardinals or bishops. I can't remember. I'm not in the religion. Okay. They travel to Val Royeaux when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or, in the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a Mother is in charge of a particular chantry, Revered is appended to her title. These are the priests responsible for administering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters from the rank and file of the chantry and consist... Okay. Ow! Brothers and sisters form the rank and file of the chantry and consist of 3 main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the chantry, those regular folk who have turned to the chantry for succor. Secure, however you pronounce that. It's a weird word. I've only ever seen it written down. I've never heard it. Often there are people who have led a difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar unfortunates who were raised into chantry life. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folk who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether in academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the Chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in Chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of those clerics, placed in charge of such archives, are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genitivi. From A Guide for Ambassadors from Ravane. Stuff. Yeah. Requires a rogue. Okay, now I can go talk to Sarah and be like, hey. Oh. Okay, whoops. What's that? Nice. Oh. Oh, it's my staff. My staff is the thing that's hitting it. Okay. Oh, and on my way out, I should say hello to Vivienne. Vivienne, my dear. You are judgmental. Judge me.
You've never been to a circle, as far as I can tell, yet you're remarkably skilled. Were you self-taught?
Not at all. I studied magic with Keeper Deshana.
I have heard about the traditions of magic among the Dalish keepers, but it's all third-hand. In my own experience, nothing is more deadly to a young mage than a lack of knowledge, which makes the current state of things precarious. What do you imagine will happen if the circles are not restored? Do you foresee the Dalish taking us all under their wing?
The war benefits no one. It must end, and order must be restored.
If only the rebels saw things so clearly. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
I'll try not to let them down.
Failure is a luxury we cannot afford, my dear. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
Both of those. See, here's the thing. I want Vivienne's approval because I am a deeply insecure person and I want everyone to like me, which is why I'm on the internet. Hello. But I'm trying to get Leliana as a softened divine. Hold on a second. I gotta check something. Will either of these, you know, put points into her? Where is my thing? I have so many tabs open. So many tabs. Oop. Well, there's one thing. Okay, so 1 second. I'll probably edit this out so that there's no delay. Oh, okay. Cool. So actually, she only slightly disapproves if you use it to change things. So, cool.
Nobody should claim to know the will of the Maker. Not me, and not the Chantry.
Perhaps nobody should. But if no one leads the way, many will be left behind in darkness. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Okay.
Yes?
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts restoring the Circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers.
Quest!
1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the circle would be in your debt.
Cool. Alrighty. What? Oh.
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
Who are you, soldier?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Olay and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
Yup. Okay, cool. Sarah! Sarah!
Chasing mages? That's a Templar's job. A big, armored, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
I was wondering if you could look at some locks for me.
What, the doors under the chantry?
You know about them?
Places have doors. I just wasn't interested in poking through some sister's breeches. Whatever floats you. Consider them open, yeah?
Yeah.
Something on?
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Calling an Inquisition is a bit much, and does Slot even know what they're chasing? Fair question for me as well, I suppose. Everybody following a rumor. At least I'm used to that.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
Okie dokie. So. Meow. Meow. Oh. I need to go here and do a requisition thingy.
I heard the Templars have withdrawn. Seems odd. I can see them breaking the Chantry's chain, but not running from the fight.
What do you know of the Templars?
Where do you think they get their lyrium?
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Okie dokie. Nice. Oh yeah, war table shit. God, I should have done that first.
My creator, judge me whole. Find me well within your grace.
When will you be able to get us the crafting supplies we need?
Cleansed. Tell me I have sung to your approval.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
Farewell.
Until next time.
If you're not using them later, Segrit is willing to pay.
I don't feel comfortable letting parts from demons be available for sale.
To be honest, I'm not sure who would buy them.
Please tell me if you find something.
Yo, Josie.
What may I do for you?
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
No, go away. Shush, cat. Okay. My cushion is collapsing. Commander Cullen, am I to understand you are in charge of the soldiers trampling on my lawns, providing food and refuge to the scrabble of filth burrowing into my land? A plague on you, sir, for spitting in the face of an honest petitioner, for taking advantage of my distress. Did my wretched neighbor Bandtraft whisper in your ear? Tell me what he paid you so that I may at least know the price of treachery, sir. My only consolation is that a few of the rank and file have gone to join your farce of an inquisition. In bitterest disgust, Lord Kildarn. 60 influence, yay. Suck it. Alright. Cult of Andraste. Red Jenny Inquisition needs bees! Scout the Storm Coast. Let's do that. Ferelden has not seen significant Grey Warden activity since Darkspawn attacked the city of Amaranthine 10 years ago. It is not unusual for their order to fade from public notice when there's no blight. However, recent reports claim that a group was traveling along the northern coastline. Wardens tend to follow their own agenda, but the breach has no doubt caught their attention. If they know something, the Inquisition should find out. Do that! New area unlocked. Sister Leliana. Lieutenant Harding led a small complement of soldiers to the Storm Coast region to investigate reports of Grey Warden activity. She sent word that her party had established a camp near the shore, but we have received nothing further. At this time, the status of Harding and her mission remains unknown. Is it report? No, thank you. Okay. Let's go over here for a second. What do we got? The Chantry remains... Okay. Ruffles. I need a favor. Actually, let's call it a loan, since I'll be paying it back. I got a letter from my editor in Kirkwall today. She tells me that Hard in Hightown 3, The Repunchening, appeared in print for an Antivan printer a couple weeks ago. I'll give you a moment to contemplate the horror that is that title. I had my contacts in the Merchants Guild look for the author a couple years back. The best they could find after spending a couple hundred gold was that Pyrol Bellenforth was a pen name. I could have told you that for free. You've got contacts with the Antivan print houses. Maybe you could find out more than the guild. The crows. I like how disinterested she is, I suppose. Let's use Leliana.
Let's see what we have.
What is this? Requisition needs bees! I do not know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It is a large area to search, however. A memo from Josephine, written on a note from Sarah. Know what ruins a party? Bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them safe, but angry. Stingy, no good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Sarah has scribbled a jar of bees hitting someone in the face. Also a butt.
To work?
Indeed. Cult of Andraste. Ooh. I guess only Cullen or Leliana can do that. Before the Fifth Blight and the arrival of the hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. With a concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition. Maybe. Money, 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 money.
At your service.
Okie dokie. Who is talking to me? About what? Oh, it's my mother. Hold for mom. Computer things. Oops. One moment, please. Okay. Enough of that. I don't think there's anything in there, but sure, let's go look. Oh! Also, I can go down there now. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, that'll just keep coming up. that hasn't dropped hot ash on me, I have no idea. Okay. Stuff. Andraste, Bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minrathos, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Alamari warlord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true god did. That's... Listen, can't we all get along? Okay. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and all the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return, to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Mafarath, and told him all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together, they rallied the Alamari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium, and when Mafarath saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it, because dudes can't abide women being better than them at anything, apparently. Even in fiction. Not all dudes, just enough dudes that that's a thing. Okay. At last the armies of Andraste and Mafarath stood before the very gates of Minrathos, but Andraste was not with them, for Mafarath had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to the Tevinter. I think that's supposed to be Imperium, but whatever, books make mistakes. For this, the Archon would give Mafarath all the lands to the south of the Waking Sea, and so, before all the armies of the Alamari and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, cursed Mafarath, cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him. And Our Lady still sits at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. From the Sermons of Justinian II. Stuff. Okay. No traveler to the Fade can fail to spot the Black City. It is one of the few constants of the ever-changing place. No matter where one might be, the city is visible, always far off, for it seems that the only rule of geography in the Fade is that all points are equidistant from the Black City. The chant teaches that the Black City was once the seat of the Maker, from whence he ruled the Fade, left empty when men turned away from him. Dreamers do not go there, nor do spirits. Even the most powerful demons seem to avoid the place. It was golden and beautiful once, so the story goes, until a group of powerful Magister Lords from the Tevinter Imperium devised a means of breaking in. When they did so, their presence defiled the city, turning it black, which was, perhaps, the least of their worries. From Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons by Enchanter Mirdramel. What a name. Okay. Whoop, more stuff! Experience. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read every single goddamn one. Okay. I should have read that one with the landmark dealie, but whatever. The disciples of Andraste are unique in all of history. The cult preceded the Chantry and kept itself so hidden and isolated that it actually survived to modern day. The disciples made their home high in the Frostback Mountains in a village called Haven, which is now a sanctuary for pilgrims of the Chantry. It is understood that the disciples were descendants of the first followers of Andraste, who brought her ashes to Ferelden and built the temple to house it. Because they had pledged themselves to keeping the Temple of the Sacred Ashes, the disciples of Andraste never left the Frostbacks. For 900 years they kept strangers away, killing all who came close, and were completely oblivious to the world that advanced beyond the boundaries of their home. Having developed separately from the traditions of the Andrastrian chantry, the disciples were led by revered fathers. However, little else is known about the original beliefs of the disciples, for they had turned from their noble heritage by the time they were discovered. Almost all scholars believe that the centuries-long isolation imposed upon the village led to the necessity for inbreeding. Ugh. This practice likely led to a greater incidence of madness, which may explain why the cult was, at the time of its discovering in 930, worshipping a high dragon. According to writings discovered in Haven, the disciples of Andraste showed reverence to the dragon, believing it to be the prophet reborn. The egg clutches and dragonlings of the dragon were afforded great honor for being Andraste's offspring, and were cared for by the cult. The dragon never attacked the cult, being cunning enough to recognize how this arrangement benefited it. What an arrangement of words. How could they not have recognized how awkward that would be to say and write was to its benefit instead? I mean, fuck, it's like they had no consideration for anyone who might want to read this aloud. Anyway, in 930 Dragon, the disciples were wiped out by the hero of Ferelden. What did I name my hero? I forget. Shit. I'll look it up, it's fine. Who was on a quest to retrieve the sacred ashes of Andraste. From Before Andrastianism, The Forgotten Faiths by Sister Rondwyn of Tantervale. Nothing else? No? Okay. Next! Yeah! Nice. Nothing? Wait. No. Ooh, a letter. Notes written by one of the scholars responsible for restoring Haven. The notes have obviously come loose from a ledger of some sort. It took weeks of scrubbing bloodstains from the stone. One of two things is true. Either stone is more porous than I thought, or Maker's beard, there must have been a lot of blood. How many people died? I'm so relieved I didn't have to deal with the altars of sacrifice the first arrivals found. Those were tossed off a cliff, I think. So now we just have to deal with the stains on the walls and floors. If this doesn't clean up in a day or two, I'm asking for some fresh plaster. Maybe we can cover them up. Still, it's not all bad. Haven is a beautiful place, and while working in the dungeons, we found scraps of paper with writing that looks like Brother Ferdinand Genetives. He was held here for weeks before the hero of Ferelden found him. Oh my god, I don't even... Oh god, I know... let's see, hold on a second. I need to open up Dragon Age Keep to remember what all decisions I made, because I had to basically import my decisions... let's see... Dragon Age Keep. I had to import my decisions. I think I had to select most of them because the game that I was importing them from was from the Xbox, and it doesn't carry over. Let's see. My decisions. It's loading. Okay, so Salona was the name of my mage. Oh, I know, Salona, I guess, is the default name. Her name was Lariat. So, okay. And she's alive. She's alive and well. She is, she romanced Alistair and she remained his mistress. I chose the elves, even though if it were possible I would have asked that they both join and we can break the curse later. I went with dwarves instead of golems because fuck that noise, frankly. I went with the mages instead of the Templars, even though were it possible I would have recruited them both. I wouldn't. It's possible at some point I may do a playthrough where I choose golems over dwarves. It's unlikely, cause that shit's nasty. Okay. Let's see. Denerim. Sir Landry is alive. I didn't tell Ben Sigard about Oswin. I didn't bring the scroll to Sister Justine. I don't know what that's about. I didn't complete Sim Coldry's crime wave. What? No, yes I did. Oh, no, because that's a mage playthrough. The one that I completed was, I was a rogue, and I was a human, and uh, I married Alistair. So I was the queen. I was a human. Human, rogue, noble person. The one that I imported, the one that I made all the decisions for, was for the elf mage who remained his mistress, which means that I did not do Slim's crime wave because I believe that's only available to what? Oh, I don't think I. Oh shit, I don't think I did this one before I imported that. Well, it's too late for me to go back now and start a new game, but fuck! I didn't encounter Goldana, which means that I didn't stay, Alistair's mistress, because that's not possible unless you encounter Goldana and harden him. Shit! Didn't give... What is this? Ooh, I know I encountered Marjolaine in the other one, but I don't remember what decision I made. I think I'll just... Okay. So that's Denerim. Broken Circle, the lands meet. Let's see, what did I decide for the lands meet? Well, the one that I have it set on is that Alistair rules alone. That's interesting. Okay. In the prologue, I cured the Mabari Hound and I left alone. What? No, yeah, I fed him not stolen food. I bought it. I thought I did all this already. Shit. Earn a Sacred Ashes. Darren was not poisoned. Oh. The Arl of Redcliffe. I helped Redcliffe fight. I helped the Redcliffe people. Bevan. Connor is alive and not possessed. Bella left Redcliffe. Wait, no. I wanted her to have the inn. Took tavern ownership. There we go. Sadly, this will not affect my gameplay. Ooh, shit. Well, this old sacrificed herself, apparently. I absolutely rescued Owen's daughter. Son of a bitch. Stop that. Later returned it. There we go. That's what I did. Okay. It was a good sword, too. Battle of Denerim. I did not kill the... Oh, yeah, no, I did. I killed the Archdemon. Warden's Keep, Witch Hunt. Not important, not important. Oh! Stone DLC. Shale is alive. Both alive, neither possessed. Slate recruited. Yep. Shale, excuse me. Slate. That's a different thing. Okay. So, Dragon Age 2, I apparently was diplomatic, and I was a dude. I made decisions for this one because I was just like, I don't know anything about it. So Act 1, I fought against the Templars. I returned Seamus... Wait. Seamus was rescued not from the Canary, but from the mercenary group determined to hold him hostage. Guinness apparently died. I don't know who that is, so I don't care. Sorry if that offends somebody about whatever. I while searching for Fainrail, Hawk and company killed the slaver Danzig in Darktown, which I have no remorse for, because fuck that guy, honestly. Slavers, kill him. I returned the cargo to Martin. I killed Keldar, whoever that is. I solved the mystery of the missing miners. I told the truth about Ghislaine's wife's death. I blackmailed Sir Thrask, whatever that means. Iduna is alive and well. We sent Fainrail to the Circle. Karen was reinstated with the Templars. Defeated Katogen from the Canary. And Karis was killed, whoever that is. So those were my decisions for that. Oh, Dragon Age 2. And so companions. I romanced Fenris, which is probably the only way that I could romance Fenris was to put it in there that I fucking romanced him. I'm friends with Varric. Bethany died while escaping. What? Oh. Bethany did not survive the family's escape from Ferelden, probably because I chose to be a mage. Carver became a Grey Warden. Bertrand was not killed. Bethany did not live long enough to see the Mage Templar War. Helped Varric discover the cause of the haunting. Varric did not keep the Red Larium idol, because that's just stupid. I recruited Isabella, and she returned with the book that was thing. Fenris is alive. I did not hand over Isabella to the Urshok, which is the only way that I can win that battle is by selecting that option on the Dragon Age Keep. Meryl stayed with the... stayed with Hawk. Yes. Meryl's alive. I did not approve of Anders' actions at the Chantry because you don't, like, listen, blowing up a building, no. I executed him also. Meryl did not destroy the Alluvian. Aveline did marry Donick, yay. Aveline stayed with Hawk. Meryl's clan was not killed. I did not recruit Sebastian because he's a DLC character and none of his dialogue matters anyway. I didn't make Talus... What? Oh, I didn't make Talus angry. I don't know what that means. I didn't kill Talus either. So back to Dragon Age 2. Prologue. I went with the smugglers instead of the mercenaries, apparently. Legacy DLC I didn't do. Oh, shit. No, that's Act 3. Let's not skip. Act 2. I killed Gasgard. I didn't discover the looter of Hubert's caravans. I did not encourage Yevon. I don't think I did this. I fought alongside the who? What? Oh. I worked with the Kirkwall defenders to eliminate the entrenched raiders. Whatever that means. Fainrail was freed. After recovering from his ordeal in the Fade, Fainrail vowed to master his abilities, leaving for the Devinter Empire to study with the Magisters there, apparently. What? Wait. Oh, well, yeah, no, that's the only option that doesn't lead with him tranquil or possessed. I did not side with... Wait, what? Oh, Varnell. Oh, yeah. Hawk refused to aid the Templars' plan to disrupt the fragile peace between Kirkwall and the Canary. Yeah, fuck you, guy. He died. I didn't side with Patrice either. Yeah. Screw her. Javaris is alive and well, whatever that means, and I killed the Aeroshock because that's the only way that I can do that. Is by selecting that option. And now, let's see, Act 3. Hawk offered to help Nuncio. I let Zevran go. I handed conspirators into Orsino. I rescued Nathaniel. I reunited Charade. Or Charade. Her name is Charade? I helped Uncle Gamlin, apparently. I sided with the mages. I allowed Emil to go free, whatever that means. I killed the dragon in the bone pit, and I gave Koran to the Templars. So that's that. Okay. And then the rest of that is Inquisition stuff. I wonder if that's my current playthrough. No. Okay. So, that is excellent. Alrighty. Share. Randomized. No. Unlocked. What is that? Play. No, I'm good. Export. Okay. It's all changed to my liking. Cool. Alright. Back to the game. Wait, how long have I been playing? Hour and 48 minutes? Well, I'm hungry, so I want some food. I don't want to munch in your ear, so I'm actually going to stop this recording right here, which is good because I want to make 2-hour recordings at 2 hours at a jump, so that's good. So that you know, pretty good ending to yeah. So those are the decisions that I selected for my my custom world setting, which I don't know if it'll be affected. You know, I'm pretty early in the game, but I'm pretty sure that there's already some things that are locked in because of whatever. But the next time I start a game, because I will, because I have already decided that I'm going to romance all of the all the possible romanceable characters. I've already done Cullen, so that one is out of the way. I'm not doing Solus because for Cullen I did a female elf mage, and I don't really feel like doing a second female elf playthrough, even if I made her like a fighter or a rogue. So there's that. So yes, I will. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that'll be applied the next time I do a thing. And for now, I am just doing whatever it is that was selected previously, and hopefully, maybe it won't. I don't know. Who can say? But anyway, I'm going to stop for now, and I'm going to. Ooh, Cullen's ready to report in. I'm going to go and get some food. Get some food in my belly. And then I will return, probably with snacks. So there will still be eating, just not like a whole thing. I think there's pizza. There's pizza. So I'm going to go have some pizza, and then I shall return.